Right now, it's been half a year since the Madison Police Department hired community officers to help connect with youth. We check in to see how the effort is going.
Plus, the sisters of a woman whose remains were identified more than 40 years after she vanished share their fond memories of her as they work through closure.
And what authorities in Nevada are sharing after a gunman opens fire on the UNLV campus, killing 3 people and wounding others. That's all coming up right now at 10. Thanks for joining us. It's now been 6 months since Madison Police hired 6 dedicated community officers. Their main job? Break down barriers between young people and police.
But how's it going? Our Braden Ross got an inside look at one of their events tonight, and she joins us now. Braden?
Yeah, these officers each have a district of focus, and for many of the kids that they worked with, their weekly visits have become something they wait for.
They look forward to this every week.
At the Tree Lane Apartments on Madison's west side, Wednesdays mean the police are coming. But it's not because there's an emergency.
It's something that makes them excited and look forward to. That's not like, oh, the police are here, we gotta run.
For the last 6 months, Madison police officer Scott Beckfield has been bringing the kids of Tree Lane together for fun and games.
That can range from, cooking to, tonight we're gonna do some challenging games, minute to win it, we call it, games.
He's the West District's community outreach officer, one of 6 hired in June to cover regions across the city with the goal of bridging the gap between youth and police.
It humanizes, the police officer role, I think.
When Scott comes, they don't look at him as Officer Beckfield, like they just think of him as someone coming to do something fun with them.
Tree Lane Apartments was declared a public nuisance by the city of Madison back in 2019, a time most of these kids don't even remember.
We've had instances here that were dangerous that caused parents to want to keep their kids at home and not let their kids come out. The community officers coming out, it gives the kids a reason to come out, do something fun, and see the police in an instance where someone's not in trouble.
And as the complex moves toward a solution, Building Supervisor of Support Services Kenyatta Moore says having Officer Scott around helps.
Every day when the kids come home from school, that's the first thing they ask is, are we doing something today?
Madison's community outreach officers are funded through a federal grant and are focused specifically on working with young people.
New tonight, a Dane County court entered a not guilty plea for a former Sun Prairie school resource officer accused of child sexual abuse. 34-year-old Lamont Crockett stood silent during his arraignment today. He faces multiple charges, including sexual assault of a child by a person who works or volunteers with children. Crockett was arrested in early August, a month and a half after a former student told police he'd been assaulted by Crockett while attending Sun Prairie East. He was not working for the school district at the time of the arrest.
Just a bit breezy out there tonight, but otherwise not a lot happening with our weather. In fact, we're in for another few days of above average temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti down from the weather patio with his first warm forecast. Gary?
Yeah, Eric, it's a little breezy out here, but that's actually with a warm front that's come through the area, and temperatures will actually start turning milder for tomorrow. As we look at the time lapse from the Platteville Queanby Radio sky cam, you can see hazy sunshine for much of the day. Those high, thin cirrus clouds are actually the forerunners of milder air out to the west that was streaming over the colder air near the ground, and that also generated some light snow up in upper Michigan and even through Door County, even some rain showers out over Lake Michigan. But those showers are moving off to the east of us, and I'm expecting dry weather for the next couple of days. High temperatures today here in Madison, we topped out at 38 degrees. It was a little warmer out to the west. A few places like Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, Platteville all hit the 40-degree mark. Current temperatures are in the upper 30s, and these temperatures may only fall a few more degrees overnight. Right now, 36 degrees at the Baraboo Dells Airport, 37 in Middleton, 37 in Oregon, also 37 in Deerfield. Look for skies to be partly cloudy overnight. Low temperature dropping to 31 degrees, but tomorrow we should see temperatures close to 50 and be even milder for Friday. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast. It does include some rain and snow chances as we head into the weekend.
Family members of a Wisconsin woman whose remains were finally identified more than 4 decades after she went missing are continuing to share their memories of her.
And tonight, only on News 3 Now, the 2 sisters of Connie Christensen are sitting down with our reporter, Catherine Merck, for their first interview about their beloved sister.
2 sisters near Waniwak haven't known where their other sister was for 41 years. However, over time, they've been able to remember her in small ways.
So this is a set of the French doors that we had. These actually was next to our mom and dad's bedroom.
Inside Diane McConnell's house, there's the original woodwork from her childhood home.
Connie's right in the middle.
And family photos with her 8 other siblings that date back to their teenage years.
In our family, there's only 3 girls, and 2 of us are sitting right here.
But for 4 decades, Diane and her sister Shelley have been without their sister Connie, who left home and never came back.
I mean, she had run away in her youth, years before and stuff, and she always came back and, reconnected and all that, and then just as time goes by.
Connie Lorraine Christensen's remains were found in rural Indiana 41 years ago. However, her body that suffered from a gunshot wound wasn't able to be identified until now. DNA evidence has recently connected Connie back to her sisters, who remember her fondly.
She was funny.
She loved doing hair.
Yes.
When I had longer hair, a lot longer hair, she would always do my hair.
I think she would have been a wonderful mom.
Their good memories also remind them of the painful reality.
We know where she was at all these years, but there's no justice. There probably won't be.
41 years later,
And so we put some ashes there.
Diane and Shelley now have more small ways they remember their sister.
The tree is for Connie. It's an apple tree.
But there are bigger things about her legacy they're still trying to find out.
We just have knowledge and it's not final.
Connie's case is still an active homicide investigation, and the sisters I spoke to today are asking for anyone with information to come forward. Reporting near Wanawak, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
New information tonight. A Marine from Verona who died of carbon monoxide poisoning over the summer was found dead in a car with unconnected and rusted exhaust pipes. That's according to newly released findings into the death of Tanner Kaltenberg. He and 2 other Marines were found outside a North Carolina gas station in July. The 3 all were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Kaltenberg was brought home to Verona, where he was laid to rest in August. New at 10, a criminal complaint from Iowa County is shedding light on why a PE teacher was charged with child abuse.
30-year-old Kirby Grutz was charged with 1 count of child abuse, recklessly causing harm. That's a felony. The complaint says a student pushed over a mat which was being used for an activity in late November. A detective reviewing video of what happened after described Grutz as, quote, swinging the student with both arms, then one arm, and letting the student drop, end quote. Prior to that, Grutz had broken up a fight, picking another student up to remove them. That student reported to school officials they'd been scratched by Grutz. The Iowa Grant School District is conducting its own investigation into the matter. Grutz has been placed on administrative leave. Governor Tony Evers has vetoed a bill that would have prevented Wisconsin minors from receiving gender-affirming care.
It would have prohibited doctors and healthcare providers from referring or performing procedures. Under the bill, medical licensing boards would be responsible for investigating any violations of the law. When the bill was introduced in September, Evers vowed to veto it if it passed through the legislature. Today, he further explained, saying, I will veto any bill that makes Wisconsin a less safe, less inclusive, and less welcoming place for LGBTQ people and kids. Reactions are still pouring in after a Dane County judge threw out the state's abortion ban in a ruling last night.
Today, we learned that one of the defendants in the case, the district attorney in Sheboygan County, will appeal that ruling. It's likely the case will go all the way to the state Supreme Court, now controlled, of course, by a liberal majority for the first time in more than a decade. A legal scholar we spoke with today says that's the decision that'll have a major impact on Wisconsin residents.
So the really big question for everyone involved in this issue is, what does our local state constitution involve? And that's what this lawsuit and this ruling is about. This is basically a vehicle to get this question to the state Supreme Court.
And Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul applauded the decision today, calling it a momentous victory. He was party to the group that filed the lawsuit following the reversal of Roe v. Wade. Now to a major national story today. 3 people are dead, several others wounded after a shooting on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus.
Authorities say responding officers killed the shooter. Nicole Comstock shares what police know as they look into a motive.
Police said there were multiple victims after a gunman opened fire in a deadly mass shooting at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas.
We have 1 patient right now. Supposedly we have more patients inside with an active shooter.
I didn't get really scared until we were sitting there quietly and I heard 3 gunshots. Pop, pop, pop. And I was like, oh my God.
Authorities said the suspect was killed by responding officers.
UNLV campus police responded to the scene and engaged the suspect immediately right outside of Beam Hall.
As the school went into lockdown, UNLV sent an urgent alert to the community, writing, "Run, hide, fight. This is not a test." This man says he and his sister attend the school, and she was on campus at the time of the shooting.
Her teacher just locked up the room, said they're not letting nobody out until they know, like, the suspects are, like, gone or whatever.
We had to close the door and barricade all the tables up, about 6 tables up, to make sure that the door wasn't coming out.
According to UNLV, the shooter was at a building that houses the business school, and police responded to a report of additional shots fired at the nearby student union.
What happened today is a heinous, unforgivable crime, but I want y'all to know something. It's a crime that we train for each and every day.
A federal law enforcement official says the FBI offered assistance in the ongoing investigation. Nicole Comstock, CBS News, Las Vegas.
Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is calling it quits. In a Wall Street Journal op-ed, the California Republican announced he will retire from Congress at the end of the year. In January, he battled through 15 grueling rounds to win the Speaker's gavel. However, in a historic move, his fellow Republicans removed him from the position in early October for working with Democrats on a stopgap spending bill. McCarthy says he will stay involved with Republican politics. His decision to leave will further tighten Republicans' narrow majority in the House after the expulsion of Representative George Santos.
The man behind legendary TV shows like All in the Family, Sanford and Son, and The Jeffersons has died. Norman Lear's family says he passed away yesterday at his home in Los Angeles. He was 101 years old. Over his career, he won 6 Primetime Emmy Awards, while his series All in the Family had 55 Emmy nominations and won 22 times. More local stories are ahead at 10.
Coming up, an anonymous good deed in Jefferson County is helping people stay a little warmer during these chilly winter months.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Happy holidays from our Dwellings family to yours.
Happy holidays!
Stella uses AT&T. Abby has Spectrum One. With AT&T, Stella pays $110 a month for her internet and mobile.
Plus monthly fees. Ouch.
With Spectrum One, Abby gets internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line.
That's a good deal. I know.
Abby saves big, over $75 a month. That's over $900 in savings.
I'm switching to Spectrum.
Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store to get Spectrum One.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
the Jennifer Hudson Show. Demi Lovato gives us the gift of music. Plus, Ally Brooke and Grammy nominee David-O performs.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Time Magazine is out with its 2023 Person of the Year. No surprise, 2023 was the year of Taylor Swift.
She was just about everywhere, on concert stages, on movie theater screens, and even at NFL games with her high-profile relationship with Travis Kelce. Time says what the 33-year-old accomplished in 2023 exists beyond measurement.
And a lot of why we picked her is, you know, look, she makes wonderful music. She is both the writer and the hero of her own story, which is kind of this incredible idea. But she's also giving us a larger narrative about who she is in popular culture. And she's doing it in a way that I don't think anyone else has really done before.
Swift is the first figure from the arts to be named Person of the Year for her success as an entertainer. Well, Starbucks wants to take half off your drinks on Thursdays for the rest of the year. A coupon for a 50% off drink will be available to reward members in the Starbucks app each Thursday. But here's the catch. Customers are allowed one discounted drink each Thursday from noon to 6 p.m., so it is not good for the mornings. Starbucks is calling the promotion Festive Thursdays. With holiday shopping season underway, pediatricians want to warn you about different safety hazards associated with certain toys.
And for parents of teenagers, online video games and accessories may be part of the wish list, but you don't always know who they're talking to when they play.
Thinking about who is interacting with your child, you know, are they on a child type account, which limits their interactions? Are there age recommendations based on violent content, sexual content, things like that? That's where the parents may need to get a little more into setting up the account with the child.
Now, if you're buying video games or other electronics for your kids, pediatricians recommend you limit their screen time. An anonymous act of generosity in Fort Atkinson is helping vulnerable residents there. Statues line the bike trail along Janesville Avenue year-round, but recently they've been bundled up for the cold. Clothes on the statues are for those in need to grab at any time. It's unclear how long this has been going on, but one resident we spoke with said he's seen them every winter since moving there in 2018. Anytime a hat or scarf is taken by someone in need, it is promptly replaced. Well, it might feel cold outside, especially as we inch toward the official start of winter, but 2023 is being reported as the warmest year on record. An analysis out of the European Union found that this year's global temperature will be 1.4 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial levels. They also found every month this year since June has been the warmest on record. Climate expert Daniel Weimount says the impacts of this warming will be felt here in Wisconsin as well.
Fewer snow events, more rain in the wintertime means that the snowpack doesn't stick around as long. There's big impacts to tourism, to agriculture, natural resource management. There's a wide variety of impacts of those kinds of changes.
And this comes after the World Meteorological Association released a report yesterday stating that 2011 through 2020 was the warmest decade on record. Well, we're in for more above average temps before a system of wet weather arrives this weekend. Gary's back. Weather, really, that stuff really impacts so much.
Yeah, you know, typically when we're in an El Nino weather pattern like we are now, those are the years that tend to be the warmest. And right now we're in the middle of a strong El Nino where the waters of the Pacific Ocean warm up by more than 2 degrees Celsius. So that's impacting our weather. Usually that means a mild winter for us as well. So in the short term, let's start out by taking a look at this picture. This is taken at the Madison airport. A lot of people are going to be traveling over the next couple of weeks. John Bill sent us this picture, sent us these pictures. I'm sure there'll be more planes flying in and out of the Dane County Regional Airport, but you can send us your videos and pictures right through the First Warn Weather and Traffic app, or you can email them to us at firstwarn@wisctv.com. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Guess what? It's going to be mild. High temperatures around 50 for tomorrow and probably in the middle 50s for Friday. The next weather system now looks like it's mainly going to be rain. I'm not seeing as much snow from this system, and that's mainly Friday night into Saturday before a mix of rain and snow, maybe Saturday afternoon before everything comes to an end. And next week looks dry with seasonably cold temperatures, and there are signs that will warm up after that. In fact, I was just taking some of the latest computer models, and we've got temperatures that are obviously well above normal the next couple of days, and then pretty close to normal for next week. But there are signs now that we may have to boost these temperatures up toward the end of next week. With very little snow on the ground across the country, even when we get northerly winds, they come across the bare ground, the ground warms them up, and we see warmer than normal temperatures. And take a look at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This takes us to 5 days before Christmas, and it does not bode well for a white Christmas around here. You can see above normal temperatures through much of the northern three-quarters of the country. Only near the Gulf Coast are temperatures expected to be below normal. Highest probabilities are just to our west across the high plains. But also take a look at precipitation. Below normal for much of the country. In December, you know, it doesn't take much to get above normal precipitation because it's a drier month, but very little precipitation expected over the northern half of the country. Only down near the Gulf Coast through parts of Texas and Florida are above normal precipitation levels expected during that time period. Some snow showers moving through the northern part of the Midwest today. That's actually with warmer air aloft that's going to start bringing in those milder conditions over the next couple of days. The weekend weather system, this is what 2 of the computer models are showing for snowfall, mainly Saturday morning through Saturday evening. One has maybe an inch of snow in the northern part of the state. The other one, perhaps a couple of inches up north, but around southern Wisconsin, very little in the way of snow accumulation. Planning your day for tomorrow. Temperatures start out in the lower 30s, warm up quickly into the lower 40s by lunchtime, and high temperatures topping out around 50 in Madison, probably in the 50s west of Dane County. Planning your day across Dane County, high of 46 in Belleville, 47 in Mazo-Maney, and 46 in Wanakee with lots of sunshine. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 50 La Crosse, 51 in Prairie du Chien, 49 for the high temperature in Platteville. For tomorrow in Madison, look for a high of 49 degrees, so that's about 10 degrees warmer than today. And as we take a look at our first one, 7 to 10 day forecast, 54 on Friday. Rain showers Friday night into Saturday, could mix with snow before ending Saturday afternoon. Right now, Sunday looks to be a little bit colder, but quiet weather, maybe a flurry chance Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning of next week. Otherwise, dry weather through next weekend.
And coming up in sports, it was a storybook ending last night for the Badgers. What Greg Gard had to say about AJ's performance. That's next on News 3 Now.
First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What? AAA Auto Insurance?
Uh-huh. Shh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, our delicious pan pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Thick, crispy, buttery pan pizza? Now that is an expression.
Get a large 2-topping pan pizza for $11.99.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Here we go. I knew I could do it. I just had to take the first step.
Hey, how's it going? Marcus, my boy. Welcome to my humble abode. Nice to meet you.
When Marcus came to my door, it was my chance to give someone a safe place to stay for a little while.
When you open your heart and home through foster parenting, you're helping the teen write new chapters, which can positively impact the teen for the rest of their life.
Be part of the story.
For more information about becoming a foster parent, contact Children's Wisconsin.
You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. You want some ice time, a nice time, so good you post it twice time. You want some cheer? Now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you who you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Enjoy the magic of the North Pole, just east of O'Hare, with miles of memories waiting to be made. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont it.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda.
Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What? AAA Auto Insurance.
Uh-huh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
Not only did Wisconsin beat Michigan State at Michigan State, but the Badgers made a little history in the process. For the first time ever, UW has won 3 straight games at the Breslin Center. And a big part of that historic win was the play of A.J. Storr. He matched a season-high scoring 22 points. He's shot over 70% from the floor, and he continues to impress his head coach.
He's bought in 100%. He's been awesome to coach, and obviously he has a feel for the game that he's just a player, and to get the ball to go in, he can do a lot of things that you can't coach.
It's deja vu all over again for Wisconsin volleyball. Last season, they faced Penn State on the road late in the year and then met up at the Fieldhouse for regionals. This season, same exact scenario, except the Nittany Lions beat the Badgers a little over 3 weeks ago. But that wasn't in Madison, a place where UW is perfect. And you could say this group is looking forward to hosting their conference foe.
We know how they operate, we know how they work, and getting them at home, I think, is an even bigger advantage there. But, you know, it's also, you see a team all the time. It's bound to go back and forth. So I think there's definitely pros and cons with it, but we're excited to have them.
We're kind of used to being in their gym. They're used to being in ours. I think that also makes it harder because they know us really well and we know them. We know that they're a really good team, and it's just going to be a fun match to play.
When it comes to women's hockey, there are 2 programs that come to mind, Wisconsin and Minnesota. They've won a combined 13 national championships. Of course, it's UW leading in that category with 7 natties to their name. The Gophers, though, lead the all-time series, but in the last 20 meetings, it's been the Badgers with the upper hand. 10 wins for Wisconsin, 5 for Minnesota, and 5 ties. And anytime these 2 rivals drop the puck, it's always a fun series.
There's nothing like the border battle series. My teammates, you know, it's just kind of, you just know that it's going to be intense. I've watched the games, you know, growing up. I've seen how competitive it is back and forth, and I'm just excited to be part of it this year.
Just watching it, even when I was on a different team, you could just see how intense the games were. I mean, everybody on that ice wants to win. So, yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it.
Just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Britta Curl. The Badger captain and I talk about Caroline Harvey's return to the ice and try to say something nice about UW's border battle rival. Show airs Friday night at 6:30 right here on News 3 Now. And the AP released their all Big Ten teams this afternoon, and a pair of Badgers made the list. Hunter Wohler found himself on the all-conference first team, while Braylon Allen was named to the second team. Wohler led Wisconsin in tackles this season, recording 113. And Allen rushed for 984 yards and 12 touchdowns. We're back after this.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Swipe.
Glad to see you.
Stella uses AT&T for her internet and mobile service. Abby has Spectrum One. The difference is big. With AT&T, Stella pays a lot more.
I do?
It's $110 a month for AT&T internet and an AT&T unlimited extra line.
Plus monthly fees. Ouch.
With Spectrum One, Abby gets big savings. Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds.
It's really fast.
Advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And an unlimited mobile line with nationwide 5G. All with no added taxes or hidden fees. Now you can get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line.
That's a good deal. I know.
With Spectrum One, Abby is saving big. Over $75 a month. That's over $900 in savings. So Stella, what do you think?
I'm switching to Spectrum.
Spectrum One is a big deal. Call 800-872-0180. Visit spectrum.com or a Spectrum store today.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward. Ingenious.
Sardine Fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings, going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Tonight on The Late Show, my guest is John Oliver. As they say in Britain, he's my brother from another governor.
We don't say that.
Tonight on CBS.
And Gary Canalti joins us once again. A final check of the forecast.
Winds have picked up a little bit out there, but those winds are out of the southwest, and that's going to keep temperatures pretty mild. There's the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. It looks pretty nice out there right now. Temperatures have held steady this evening. 37 right now in Madison, 37 in Lone Rock, 38 in Boscobel. Here in Dane County, 36 in Belleville, 38 in Wanakee, and 37 in Middleton. Look for a low tonight of 31. High tomorrow, 49. That'll feel nice.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.